Welcome to the Big 8 conference meeting between Janesville Parker and Madison La Follette. The first home game for the Lancers since December 28th. The Lancers and the Vikings have already met once this year at Parker. The end of that game turned out to be 94-56 in favor of La Follette. Madison La Follette currently ranked the #1 team in the state with a 14-0 record and an 11-0 record in conference. Janesville Parker is 4-11 and 2-9 in the conference. As we have tip-off, and it is recovered by the Lancers. Lancers now in the paint. Put up a quick two, and that's good. And that 2 points to Derek Gray of the Lancers, and they are quick to score once again. Lancers so far this year have always scored very quick to begin halves, as David Gray falls over a player. And they'll give him a foul. Inbound for the Vikings. They inbound it for a deep three. That's no good. Rebound, Isaiah Stewart. Stewart driving into the paint, loses the ball. He gets his ball back, puts one up, no good. He gets his own rebound and puts it back up for two. Isaiah Stewart making the score 4-0 for the Lancers. As Parker trying to look for a score, and it's picked off by Ben Probst, and he throws deep court, but that's just recovered by the Vikings again. At 15, Braxton Connors with the ball. He hands it to Robert DeLong. Parker looking for the first points of the night. 16:48 to go in the first half as they keep throwing the ball around, looking for some offense to get going. And Brendan Weiss giving it to Braxton Connors. Connors still looking around. He gives it back to Weiss, who throws it into the paint, and they go out for a three from the left side. That's no good. Rebound Parker. And they lose the ball, and it's recovered by DeCoven Prather. Is it to Stewart? And almost an alley-oop from Stewart to Prather. Prather couldn't put it down, but he tipped it in, and the score is 6-0, Lancers lead, as Janesville Parker calls their first time out of the night. 6-0 the score, 16:16 to go in the first half. Madison La Follette plays again tomorrow at Middleton, where Janesville Parker will play next week against Madison East. No score yet for Janesville Parker as they will inbound. They inbound it to Robert DeLong. And DeLong will throw it up. Almost lost the ball, but he gets it back and he throws it down the inside of the court. They put one up, no good, but they rebounded off the glass and in. That two goes to Braxton Connors. Score now 6-2. 15:53 left to go in the game. They throw it into the paint to DeCoven Prather, who throws it back out to the three. Ben Probst for a deep three, and he's got it. 9-2 Lancers lead now. 15:37 to go in the half. And that's Brandon Weiss dribbling across the court, going into the paint. He tries to put one up, and it's swatted, but they'll call a foul on that. That's on David Gray again, his second of the game already. 15:27 to go. Brandon Weiss at the line. And he's 1 for 1 so far. Kashawn Gibbs coming into the game now for the Lancers. as Brandon Weiss puts up another free throw, and that will go in. Tack on 2 more for the Vikings, as the Lancers now looking to answer the 2 made free throws. Colvin with the ball in the paint, loses it, but it's recovered by Kashawn Gibbs. Gibbs looking, gives it to Probst on the left side. Now he gives it back to Gibbs. Now they throw into the paint to Prather. He backs up and almost loses the ball out of bounds. Saves it by throwing it in, but it's recovered by the Vikings. Now Brandon Weiss throws it on the right side. They throw it into the paint, put up off the glass, no good. Rebound Parker. Janesville Parker looking to make it a 3-point game as they throw into the paint, put up a 2. That's no good. Recovered by Kashawn Gibbs off the rim. He gives it to Isaiah Stewart. Stewart now goes to Derek Gray, who takes a 3, and that is good. Isaiah Stewart. Stewart now goes to Derek Gray, who takes a 3. Drop 12-4. That's 13. Robert DeLong for Parker. Throws it in the paint, and that's a quick 2 for Matthew Hartwig. As Lancers go into the paint, Kashawn Gibbs off the glass and in. 2 for Gibbs. 14-6. Lancers lead. 13:58 to go in the half. As Janesville Parker looking to try and make it close to a 1-score game. They go to the right side along the 3. That's Robert DeLong giving it to 43, going off to the left side. Parker's still moving their offense around, looking for a good shot. That's a deep 3, no good. Rebound Probst. Probst now coming down for the Lancers, throws it to the right side to Isaiah Stewart, taking a deep 3, and that's another bucket for the Lancers. Probst now coming down for the Lancers, throws it to the right side to Isaiah Stewart, taking a deep 3, and that's another bucket. And the Lancers lead by 11, 17-6. As Parker takes another timeout with 13:26 to go in the first half. That is 3 3-pointers already, all by different players for the Lancers so far. Derek Gray, Isaiah Stewart, and Probst, all draining theirs. Lancer lead 11. And Janesville Parker's Brandon Weiss to inbound to Robert DeLong. DeLong now looking, he'll run across half court. He's looking, tries to throw it inside, and it is tipped out of bounds. Lancer ball. Ben Probst will now inbound for the Lancers. He gives it to Derek Gray. And Derek Gray will walk across midcourt. He gives it to Probst. Probst thinks about a 3. Now he cuts in. Now he throws it out to Gray. They throw it to Gibbs. Gibbs for 3. Another 3-pointer for the Lancers. This time Kashawn Gibbs hitting it from beyond the arc. And the Lancers lead 20-6 with 12:47 to go in the first half. As Brandon Weiss trying to get something no good. Rebound Kashawn Gibbs. Gibbs now coming across half court. Throws in. Almost lost the mic there. I'm sorry. And that's 13. Robert DeLong for Parker now. Throwing it in inside the arc. 35, trying to go up high, no good. And the Lancers will inbound as the ball went out of bounds off of the Vikings. Derek Gray now gives it to Probst. Probst takes another 3. That one's no good. Rebound 15. Braxton Connors taken right back by the Lancers. And they will call a foul. And Gibbs will go to the line. That's on 15, Braxton Connors. His first of the night, first trip to the line of the night for the Lancers. As Gibbs' first free throw goes in. Cyrus LaShore and Jacques Riek now into the game for the Lancers as DeKoven Prather and Derek Gray come out. Gibbs' second free throw, no good. He gets his own rebound, puts it back up for 2. Oh my goodness. Gibbs getting his own rebound off his mixed free throw and puts it right back in for 2. Lancers lead 23-6 with 11:55 go to the game, and Jock steals the ball coming into the paint. And he loses it out of bounds, and it'll go back to the Vikings. Number 3, Caden Vernon coming in for the Vikings right now. Inbound Vikings. As they sprint down the court side on the left side, beyond the arc. They throw out to the top of the arc. 43, Brandon Weiss thinks about a 3, doesn't like it. He gives it to 3, throws it in the paint. They go back outside. They come back into the paint. That's 2 by Brady DeLong. And Kashawn Gibbs now giving it to Probst. Probst just looking around. He gives it back to Gibbs. Gibbs takes another 3. That's no good. Rebound Jacques Riek. Jacques Riek picks up a 2. And they'll call a foul, and he'll go to the line. That's on 3, Caden Vernon. As Jacques Riek will try to extend the lead. His first free throw, no good. Lancers leading 23-6 with 11:09 to go in the first half. Leading by 17 against the Vikings. As Jacques Riek's second free throw is no good. And the Janesville Parker Vikings will look to score for the first time in a while. And that's good by Robert DeLong. And Parker now has 10 points. Lancers lead 23-10. As they put up a 2, and that's good. That's Cyrus LaShore off the glass for 2. 25-10 now Lancers lead. No good from the Vikings. Rebound Lancers. And that's LaShore with the ball again. He gives it off the left side to Isaiah Stewart, taking a 3, no good. Rebound 13, Robert DeLong. DeLong now looking, throws it out of bounds on accident. And it will go back to the Lancers. Derek Gray checking in for Ben Probst. As Cyrus LaShore will inbound to Derek Gray. He gives it off the left side. It goes back to Cyrus LaShore, and he gives it back to Derek Gray. And Gray gives it back to Shore. Now Stewart running in the paint. He throws it, and it's tipped and picked by the Vikings. Now 43, Braden Weiss with the ball. He gives it to 35. He swings it to 3, Caden Vernon. 3 from the left side. That's good for the Vikings. Vernon. 3 from the left side. That's good for the Vikings. The score is 25-13 as the Lancers lead now 12. Taken back by Parker, and that's 13. Robert DeLong with a quick 2 for the Parker Vikings. Just a 10-point game now, 25-15 Lancers lead. Yeah, that's because Sean Gibbs with the ball gives it back to LaShore. LaShore giving it back to Gibbs. Gibbs up the left side, throws it across the court. Nobody was on that side, and it will go back to the Parker Vikings. And Braden Connors will come into the game. As 15 for the Lancers, DeKoven Prather will come into the game, replacing Isaiah Stewart. That's Brendan Weiss with the ball, throwing it off the right side to Caden Vernon. And Parker's got a little run going. They're trying to make Lancers lead even smaller. Coming into the paint, no good, and they will call no foul. Lancer ball, they give it to LaShore in the paint. It is to his block, but it's put right back up off the backboard by Jacques Riek. No, that's DeKoven Prather puts it back. And Parker now shooting from the right side, no good. And Jacques Riek will now inbound for the Lancers, as there is a foul on 21 Brady Biba. Derek Gray now with the ball as the Lancers lead by 12, 27-15 with 8:20 to go in the first half. And Cyrus LaShore now goes up the left side to Jacques Riek, fakes a three, cuts into the paint, throws it up. A floater that's no good. Rebound by Parker. That's Brendan Weiss now with the ball on the right side of the arc. And they'll call a foul on 24 Jacques Riek. Jacques Riek's first of the night. Ben Probst and David Gray and Isaiah Stewart all checking back into the game, as all of the Lancers starters have returned. 8 minutes to go in the first half. Parker inbounds to three. Caden Vernon. Three for Parker is no good. Rebound. Oh, no, he lost it. And then Isaiah Stewart lost it, and it's back with Parker. Caden Vernon with a quick bucket. And it's back to a 10-point game, 27-17. Lancers lead, 7:41 to go. Probst with the ball, gives it to Derek Gray. Throws it inside the arc to DeKoven Prather. Prather in the paint. Almost loses it. He throws it back out to David Gray, who takes a three. That's no good. Rolling outside of the rim, and it's out of bounds off the hands of Ben Probst. And Janesville Parker to inbound. And 43, Brendan Weiss coming out of the game for the first time of the night, I believe. As Parker inbounds to 13, Robert DeLong. DeLong crossing midcourt, still dribbling around now. He gives it to 21. 21 turns out the right side back to DeLong. DeLong for three, that's no good. Rebound, DeKoven Prather. Prather gives it up to Derek Gray, that's no good. Rebound, Parker. And DeLong for Parker now. He gives it, he loses it. That's recovered by Derek Gray, and Gray will put up in a quick layup. He gives it, he loses it. That's recovered by Derek Gray, and Gray will put up at a clear break right to the rim. Lancers lead 12, 29-17 with 6:32 to go in the game. 13, DeLong gives it to 15. 15, tried to put up a shot, it was blocked. He got his own rebound, throws it out to 13, and he gets a three. Give the three-pointer to Robert DeLong. And Lancers lead 29-20 with 6:13 to go in the game. David Gray now gives it the left side to Ben Probst. Probst for three, that's no good. Rebound, Parker. Rebound was by Caden Vernon. And they'll give it to Robert DeLong. DeLong now giving it to Brendan Connors. They throw it into the paint, no good. They're throwing it around. Looking to make the game a bit closer now that they are only back 9. DeLong for another three, no good. Rebound, 21 puts it up, no good. Rebound, DeKoven Prather. He gives it to Derek Gray. Gray running into the arc, throws it back out to his brother David Gray, who gives it back to Derek. And DeKoven getting up the left side to Isaiah Stewart. Throws it all the way across to Ben Probst. And that will sail over, set and go out of bounds, and it'll go back to Janesville Parker. Brandon Weiss coming back into the game with 5:21 to go in the half. Lancers leading 29-20. Lancers got off to a quick start as usual. And so far, it's been Janesville Parker trying to catch back up. And ever so slightly, they keep crawling back, trying to tie the game. It's the closest they've been since the game has begun. A 9-point game. As Isaiah Stewart steals it and puts in a quick layup, and it's back to an 11-point lead for the Lancers, 31-20, with 4:56 to go in the game. And they'll call a foul on Isaiah Stewart, his first of the night. As Janesville Parker will inbound again. 43, Brandon Weiss inbounding it to number 5. Throws it in 21. 21 tries to bank it off the glass. No good from Brady Biba. Rebound, Ben Probst. He throws it into DeCoven Prather, who takes a 2 from about the 3-point line. That's no good off the iron. Rebound by 13, Robert DeLong. And Vikings still dancing around, looking for some shot at the basket as 13 DeLong puts up in a layup off the backboard. Looking for some shot at the basket as 13 DeLong puts up in a layup off the back. 4:11 to go in the game. Isaiah Stewart giving it life to Derek Gray, who gives it to Probst along the left baseline. And he bounces in a 2, and that's 33-22. Lancers lead with 4 minutes to go. Now that's Robert DeLong with the ball. Also looking around, and he goes over David Gray, Brandon Biba for 2. And the Lancers lead now once more 9, 33-24. David Gray. Also look right side to Isaiah Stewart, giving it back to Probst. Probst giving out the left side to Garrett Gray. Probst for a deep 3, and that's good. And now it's 36-24. Lancers lead with about 3 minutes to go in the first half. 13, Robert DeLong throws it into the paint to 21, Brady Biba, and he puts in a quick layup. 36-26 with 2:50 to go in the game, in the first half. Isaiah Stewart gets pushed out of bounds, and the ball will remain with the Lancers as Ben Probst will inbound. They throw it in quick to DeCoven Prather, who tried to give it a quick dunk, but that's no good. But they will call a foul on 33, Sam Beese. And DeCoven's first free throw is good, DeCoven Prather. Kashawn Gibbs coming into the game for David Gray. As Prather's second free throw is no good. And Parker still moving their offense around. Trailing by 11 now. That's number 5 for Parker with a 3, no good. Rebound, the Lancers. That's Isaiah Stewart with the ball. He gives it the right side to Probst. Probst from the right corner. That's no good. Rebound, Derek Gray. Gray now gives it up the right side to Isaiah Stewart. Alley-oop from Isaiah. Now gives it up the right side to Isaiah Stewart. Alley-oop! Making it 39-26. As the Lancers steal the ball and give it right back, that's Kashawn Gibbs trying to put in a layup, no good. He throws it out to Derek Gray, who tried to come sailing in, and it was swatted out, but they will call a foul on 35, Matthew Hartwig. (26-39) Lancers lead. as Derek Gray hits his first free throw. 40-26, Lancers now lead with 1:54 to go in the first half. His second free throw is also good. 41-26, Lancers lead with 1:46 to go as they call a foul on Isaiah Stewart. That's his second of the night. 33, Silas LaShore coming in for Stewart now. As 43, Brendan Weiss will inbound. They almost lose it on the inbound. And that's 13. DeLong giving out the left side, and it's picked off by LaShore. Going deep. And it's picked right back off by the Vikings. 13, DeLong. Now goes over the right side to 35, Matthew Hartwig. Going across the court, almost tipped out by LaShore, but it's recovered by DeLong. 15 for a deep three, no good off the iron. Rebound, Lancers. As Coven tries to skip it inside, but it's once again picked off by Parker. And his layup is blocked from DeLong as Lancers go quick back down to their side of the court. Probst tries to put in the layup, no good. Putback is no good by Gibbs. Rebound, Parker. 3, Caden Vernon throws it inside, and they go back outside as they call a foul on DeCoven Prather. His first of the night. And the Vikings will inbound once more. 41-26, 53 seconds to go in the first half. Lancers lead. That inbound is taken back by the Lancers. Gibbs with the interception. Probst goes across the course to LaShore. LaShore thinks about a deep three, and he goes over to Derek Gray, and Gray's three is no good. And I'm not sure what happened there, but Janesville Parker will inbound. And that's 43, Brandon Weiss running into the paint. And they will call a charge. No. They will call a foul on 15, DeCoven Prather. Prather was trying to draw a charge, and they called a foul on him. As that's DeCoven Prather's second foul of the night. His first free throw is good. That's 43, Brandon Weiss at the line. His second free throw is also good. 41-28, Lancers lead with 25 seconds left to go in the first half as David Gray goes over to Cyrus LaShore. That's Derek Gray, excuse me. Ben Probst goes back to LaShore. LaShore thinks about a three, begins to dribble, throws it back out to Probst. Probst now cutting into the paint, gives it out to 13. He gives it out back out to Probst for a three. That's no good. Rebound, Derek Gray. Gray will put it back up in for a two, though. 43-26 as we've hit the end of the first half. Lancers lead now extended after Janesville Parker brought it back to within 9. And your score going to halftime, 43-28. Lancers leading by 15. Once again, this is the first home game for the Madison La Follette Lancers since December 28th. And their first game being ranked as number 1 in the state. They go in to the half leading Janesville Parker by 15, 43-26. To begin the first half, they got out to a quick lead, and so far have not looked back as they have continued to just control the game. Ben Probst has 2 3-pointers and three other 3-pointers for the Lancers spread out among the rest of the team. Thank you for joining us for the first half. This is your host, Christian Yeager. We'll go to a commercial break. Welcome back to the second half of the Janesville Parker Vikings at the Madison La Follette Lancers in this Big 8 matchup. Lancers have dominated the first half, and they lead 43-26 entering this second half. Out of bounds on Parker and Probst inbound. Lancers to start the game got off to a quick lead and haven't looked back as they lead by 15, 43-28. As that's just swing it around. They lose it, taken back by Parker. Lancers 14-0 overall and 11-0 in the conference, ranked number 1 in the state. This is their first game being ranked number 1. As 15, Braxton Connors misses his 3-point jumper. And that's DeKoven Prather giving it to Ben Probst. Giving it to Isaiah Stewart running into the paint, and he's fouled. And 1. That's on 15, Braxton Connors, his second of the night. Not very many fouls on either side tonight. Lancers leading 45-28 with 17:02 to go as Isaiah Stewart makes his free throw for his 3-point play from the paint. And that's 43, Brendan Weiss giving up the left side to Caden Vernon. Vernon's still looking around. He hands it to 21, Brady Biba. Goes out to DeLong. And 35, Matthew Hartwig with his basket, and he will go to the line to try and have a 3-point play from the paint. That's on Derek Gray, the foul, his first of the night. As his free throw is no good. 46-30, Lancers lead by 16 with 16:28 to go in the game. That's Derek Gray spinning into the paint, throwing it back out to Probst. Probst for 3, nails it. His third 3-pointer of the game into the paint, throwing it back out to Probst. Probst for 3, nails it. As the Lancers lead now by 19, 49-30. La Follette and Janesville have already met up once this season as DeKoven Prather gets the rebound. Lancers won that matchup at Janesville Parker 49-56. Isaiah Stewart running in the paint for a floating layup off the glass, and that's good. 51-30, Lancers lead, 15:42 to go in the second half. Lancers have been doing all season to begin the first and second halves. Have just gotten off to big runs. And the teams they've faced haven't been able to come back from the runs. That 3-pointer from Derek Gray is no good. Rebound, Robert DeLong. As the Lancers now, once again, going with their motif of this season, having a run to begin the second half. As Derek Gray is fouled. That's on 3, Caden Vernon. And Derek Gray will shoot 2. His first one goes in. Lancers lead by 22, 52-30. They can make that 23 with the second one, and he does. 53-30, the Lancers lead with 15:08 to go in the second half. That's Brendan Weiss with the ball. Still looking around for the offense to get set up. He goes over to the right side. Now they throw it into the paint. They go back outside of the rim. And they throw it out to the left side. They're just throwing the ball around. That 3 from Brendan Weiss is no good. Rebound, David Gray. Gray running in, he gets fouled. And Probst will inbound for the Lancers. That's on Matthew Hartwig, his second. Probst gives it to Prather. Prather underneath the rim, throws it out. And Derek Gray swings it over to Isaiah Stewart. Probst for three. That's no good off the rim. Rebound, David Gray. Gray goes out to his brother Derek Gray, giving it to Probst. Probst running into the paint. Goes up a little right up, no good. Putback is no good by Derek Gray, and it's recovered by Brendan Weiss. And that's almost stolen by Derek Gray, but too close to the end, and he hit it out of bounds, and will remain with the Vikings. Brendan Weiss to inbound. He gives it to Vernon. Vernon to DeLong, goes over to the left side along the baseline for 35, no good. Skips off the rim, rebound Isaiah Stewart. Stewart sprinting into the paint, and he gets fouled. And he'll go to the line for two. And that's on Caden Vernon. His third foul of the night. Stewart's first free throw is good. 10, Kashawn Gibbs, and 24, Jacques Riak, and 33, Cyrus LaShore, all coming into the game. Only starters remaining now, Ben Probst and Isaiah Stewart, as Stewart's second free throw is drained. 55-30. Lancers leading with 13:55 to go in the game. 25-point lead, as they have totally outscored Parker to begin the second half. Rebound to Kashawn Gibbs. Gibbs gives it up the right side, and it's taken back by Parker. And they get a quick little layup in. Right side, and it's taken back by Parker. And they get a to make it 55-32. Cyrus LaShore dancing around, gives it to Probst. Probst fakes a three, cuts in, throws it outside to Isaiah Stewart. Stewart for three, and he's got it. Stewart's second three of the night. And now Parker in desperate need of some points. They give it out to Weiss. Weiss is no good, and it's recovered by Stewart. Stewart going deep into the paint. Tried to oop it to Riak, and that's no good. Well, it went off his hands out of bounds, and it's Parker ball. Nonetheless, the Lancers lead 58-32 with 12:53 to go in the game. And that's DeLong. And now giving it to Vernon. And Parker has struggled to find a basket this beginning of the second half, as they call a toss-up. Possession arrow points to LaFollette, so they will get the ball back. .34 to go in the game, and Janesville Parker has only scored 6 points in the second half so far, compared to Madison LaFollette's 15 to begin the second half of the game. Probst goes right to LaShore. LaShore gives it back to Probst. Now Gibbs with the ball. Gives it to LaShore. Lancers appear to be just shaving some time off the clock. And that's Trey Cloud. They give to Probst off the left side, and he's got another three. A fourth three-pointer from Probst of the night. And they'll call a foul on Trey Cloud. That's his first foul of the night. Only one player on either team with more than 2 fouls, and that's Caden Vernon on Parker. Tipped out of bounds by LaFollette. 35, Matthew Hartwig getting bound. And he goes to DeLong. Lancers pushing up on their offense. That 3 from Connors is no good. Rebound Gibbs. Gibbs gives it right to Jacques Riak. And they'll call a foul, and Jacques will go to the line. That's on 15, Braxton Connors. And he joins the 3-foul club of the night. .43, Brendan Weiss coming back into the game for Janesville Parker. Free throw from Jacques Riak is good. Lancers lead by 30 with 11:23 to go in the game. His second free throw is also good. Lancers lead 31 after leading 17 going into the second half. And the Lancers still playing very aggressive defense. That's a foul on Kashawn Gibbs, his first of the night, as Parker will inbound again. That's Braxton Connors on the inbound. He gives it to Biba. Biba now in the paint. Goes for a layup, and that's good. 63-44. Lancers lead with 11 minutes to go in the second half. Lancers continuing to just control the offense. As that's Cyrus LaShore with a deep 3. Control the offense. As that's Cyrus LaShore with a deep 3. With 10:40 to go in the second half, as they call a travel on Caden Vernon of Janesville Parker. And the Lancers now have none of their starters on the court, as Madison LaFollette calls a full timeout. Going into the second half, the score was Lancers 43, Parker 26. With over 10 minutes and 40 seconds left to go in the second half, the score is Lancers 66, Parker 34. Parker has only scored 8 points in the second half, as the Lancers continue to score and continue to play very aggressive defense. They don't want to take their foot off their throat. Nine three-pointers from the Lancers so far tonight. Still over 10:40 to go in the game. As LaFollette comes back onto the floor after their timeout. And Cyrus LaShore inbounds to Grady Roth, gives it back to LaShore. 66-34, Lancers lead as LaShore takes a 3, and it rolls in. Score 69-34, Lancers lead. As Parker puts in a quick layup. And now the Lancers still looking to score more as Cyrus LaShore runs in. No good, gets his own rebound, and they'll call a foul. And LaShore will go to the line. Score 68-36. His first free throw is good. Now 69-36. Cavell Sims coming into the game now for the Lancers as Kashawn Gibbs comes out. And Cyrus LaShore will take his second free throw. That is also a bucket. 70-36. Lancers lead with 9:50 to go. As Brandon Weiss takes a three. That's no good off the back iron. They're still throwing the ball around. Clear under the rim layup for Braxton Connors. Cavell Sims looking. Here you go. It cuts left, takes a pick to the left. Gives it to Grady Roth. Roth now to LaShore. LaShore loses it, gets it back up. Right side three, no good. Rebound, Grady Roth. Roth now still dancing around. Almost loses it again, and he gives it back out to LaShore. As LaShore throws an oop to Jacques Riak. As LaShore throws an oop to student section, very excited as LaFalle gets the ball back. And that is Trey Cloud with a breakaway layup. 74-38. Lancers lead. Number one team in the state, and they're showing it by continuing to play aggressive defense and keep putting up buckets. As that bucket by Parker goes in, score 74-40 with 8:16 to go. Cavell Sims running into the paint. He gives it to Trey Cloud. Cloud loses the ball, and it's recovered by Parker. Parker goes steaming into the paint, and they call a charge. Grady Roth took the charge for the Lancers. And I believe that was 21 Brady Biba with the foul. His only second of the night. Lancers lead by 34 with 8 minutes to go in the game. Now Cavell Sims running into the paint. Almost loses it, and he will throw it out of bounds, out of reach for Cyrus LaShore. 2 oops tonight for the Lancers. First one, Isaiah Stewart throwing it up for DeKoven Prather. And just earlier, Cyrus LaShore throwing one for Jacques Riak. And the Lancer crowd loves to see their team dunk. That three-pointer no good from Robert DeLong. And that's 33, Cyrus LaShore. Now running into the paint. Tried to give Jacques Riak another one, just out of reach, and it's Parker with the ball, and it's stolen back by LaShore. He goes to Cavell Sims. Now Trey Cloud into the paint and puts up a layup. 76-40, Lancers lead by 36. Under 7 minutes to go in the second half. And they call a foul on Jacques Riak. And 43, Brandon Wiest inbound again. Tipped out of bounds by the Lancers. They'll inbound again. Now Weiss goes to DeLong. DeLong along the left baseline. No good. Rebound, Grady Roth. Roth now running, gives it to Trey Cloud. Cloud goes back to Roth for three. Bounces up. No good, but it's tipped up and in by Cyrus LaShore. And the Lancers just running away with points. As the student section's chanting they still want more. As Cyrus LaShore gets the ball back. And loses the ball. Odie is pushed out of bounds and will remain with the Lancers. Now George Onyefulumo coming in to replace Jacques Riak for the Lancers. Madison La Follette leads 78-40. That's tipped. And Lancers lose the ball, and that's 15. Braxton Connors tried to put up a layup, no good. And they'll call another foul. This one on Grady Roth. And Braxton Connors back at the line. His first one is no good. As 34, Jordan Schlau comes into the game for Madison La Follette. As Braxton Connors puts up his second free throw. That's no good. Cavell Sims now with the ball, giving it to Cloud. Cloud gives it to Roth. Roth running into the paint. He hands it to Schlau. Schlau goes out to Sims for three, who's got one. Cavell Sims makes it a 41-point game with 5:36 to go. Lancers lead 81-40. And now Lancers still playing aggressive defense. Not letting Parker score. And they call a travel on 41, Jacob Neighbor. And Cavell's inbound is swatted out by 43, Brandon Weiss, and he'll inbound again. As La Follette's bench continues to just put up more and more points. They have over double Parker's points. And up, no good rebound, Janesville Parker. That's three, Caden Vernon throwing it in. And they try to skip it across to 41 Jacob Neighbor, but he can't corral it, and it rolls out. .4:10 left in this game. Lancers leading 81-40. Cavell Sims puts one up, no good. Rebound Parker. Still looking. Got a wide open three, no good. Rebound Parker. They try to throw it back out. That's Braxton Connors. His shot is blocked by George O. Puts it up, no good. Rebound Trey Cloud. Cloud loses it out of bounds. And it'll go back to Parker. And that's 5, Nick Galvin to inbound. Vernon now takes a pick to get to midcourt. Still outside the arc, gives it to Connors. Running the paint, loses it, and it's covered by Cavell Sims. They go to Trey Cloud, puts up a layup and in. They go to Trey Cloud. Puts up a layup and in. As Janesville Parker hits a quick three. That's Trey Cloud with the ball again. Dribbling around, he throws it up to Grady Roth. Roth now coming back out the left side. Give it to Sims into the paint. He gives it to George, and George Onyefumo puts up a 285-43. Lancers leading by 42. Trey Cloud tried to pull the ball out, and they'll call a foul on him. .210 left to go in the game as the clock will keep ticking. Lancers lead 85-43. That's Nick Galvin inbound. And that is a basket by Jacob Neighbor, and he'll have an and one. And 25, Levi Johnson comes in for Matthew Hartwig. As now, none of the starters are left playing for Janesville Parker. Rebound, Jordan Schlau off the missed free throw. And they'll call a toss-up. Possession arrow points to Parker. 85-45. Lancers lead by 40. With a minute 04 left to go in the game as the clock keeps ticking. Under a minute to go. They throw it out beyond the arc to Parker. Off the right side, they give it to 31, Kashawn Pritchard. And it's taken by Grady Roth. Roth in the paint. His layup's no good. Recovered by George Onyefumo. His shot won't go. Rebound Parker, 40 seconds left in the game. That's number 1, Sam O'Leary. They coming in, and they'll call a foul. That's on 25, Levi Johnson. And I believe the Lancers will just let the time click down now as there's 10 seconds left in the game. As Cavell Sims just dribbling out the clock. And the Lancers win 85-45. Convincing 40-point victory for the number 1 team in the state, as they beat Janesville Parker for the second time in the season. Lancers improved to 15-0 on the season and 12-0 in conference, still sitting atop the Big 8.